Welcome to my review of Fatman, directed and written by Eshom and Ian Nelms, starring Mel Gibson as a very different badass version of Santa Claus. And as the old saying goes, it ain't over until the fat man sings, so without any singing, let's talk about it. We follow a neglected and precocious 12-year-old who hires a hitman to kill Santa after receiving a lump of coal for Christmas. Meanwhile, Santa himself is fighting and struggling to save his declining business. Now, before we crack on with the review, I want to know your thoughts on Fatman. Have you seen it? Is it your new favorite Christmas movie and your favorite version of Santa? Let me know all of that in the comments below. That's the most important part, is for you to start a conversation. And also, my Fire merch is now on sale on TeePublic and Redbubble, so go check the merch stores down in the description. Now, as soon as the trailer for this came out, I was excited. Mel Gibson playing a badass version of Santa in this movie that felt very much like it was a comedy, but the fact that everyone was playing it so serious is what made it funny. It looked action-packed, it looked ridiculous, and it is ridiculous. I can testify to that. Unfortunately, it's not very action-packed. For the most part, this film is nothing. Nothing happens. It's a bunch of scenes of Santa dealing with the FBI, and he's got some troopers and people of the army in the place where he works, helping out with the elves and all that. And then we got this kid who's just an asshole, and he hires Walton Goggins to go after Santa. And the biggest part of the film, it's just Walton Goggins trying to find Santa, but it's not even that interesting. I'll tell you this much: Walton Goggins is the best part of this film. He is really good, but also his character, he is the most interesting. It's a shame that the film doesn't explore his character enough until it's very late. What's established about his character is that he was wronged by Santa. Like, Santa at some point in his life when he was younger didn't give him what he wanted for Christmas. And that's all you really get to know until very, very late in the film. And when certain things are revealed and you're supposed to care about this character on another level, you don't. Because you realize the movie's almost over. And because you realize you've wasted an hour of your time and there's only 30 minutes, maybe even less, including credits left of the film. It was extremely disappointing to see a film that wasn't even trying to be funny at all, despite the comedic gold that the premise alone has for this wacky tale about Santa being a badass working with the FBI and the army, and then there's this dude after him, and apparently he's not the first to go and try and kill Santa Claus. It has so many interesting directions that it could go in, and it doesn't really go into any of them. There's a scene near the end of this film where Mel Gibson just chews the fuck out of the scenery, and that scene alone, near the end, where it's Mel Gibson, his wife, and another character, if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about, and that was the kind of scene that I wanted the whole movie to be. Unfortunately, not much happens in this film. Again, it's just Walton Goggins in several places interrogating and intimidating several people about where he can find Chris Cringle. The film has a bit of fun with these certain situations where he asks, "Where is Santa Claus?" And everyone's like, "Santa Claus isn't real, dude." But apart from that, it's Mel Gibson hanging out with his wife, or hanging out with the elves, or just the elves hanging out by themselves, working to get the presents ready, and it's just not fun. It's not especially badly made or anything. It's just a nothing movie. What's especially disappointing is that this film really didn't choose its protagonist right. Santa Claus in this film is very inactive. I swear, he does nothing to further the plot and move the story forward. If anything, this film should have revolved around its most interesting character, the skinny man played by Walton Goggins. He is the most compelling to a point and interesting character. He's the better developed character out of the two, or just anyone else in this film, to be honest. Fatman is one of the biggest disappointments I've had in this entire year, and God knows this year is filled with disappointments. Again, this is not an especially badly made film. It's just a film that has so much promise, and yet it kind of almost refuses to go in those interesting directions, and it doesn't do anything particularly special with its premise, with its genre or subgenre, and it just leaves you wanting, oh, so much more. It very much feels like a lump of coal in your stocking when it looked like it was kind of a diamond in a rough. I'm giving Fatman a D+. Now, what did you think of Fatman, Wonderful Geekies? Let me know in the comments below, whether you're new, whether you're old. Your opinion is always the most important, and it's to start the conversation in the comments section. Thank you so much once more for watching. You are the best. Stay tuned for my reviews for Let Him Go, Happiest Season, and many others coming throughout this week. I'll be back very soon with those, and I hope to see you there. So until then, please consider clicking the subscribe button if you're new here, and the like and share, because it really helps me and the channel out. But most importantly, above everything else, forever and always, love each other and love the movies.